number 3 is the spiritual aspect, which is al-bu'd al-ruhi. When we say about al-bu'd al-fiqhi or the ahkam aspect, is to learn. It's important for us when we want to make sure we have good fasting in this month, is to make sure we learn the ahkam of Ramadan and what can make my fast invalid, what can break my fast, what should I do to avoid things that might break my fast. These things it's good and important to learn. Second thing is the moral aspect of the fasting. And this is very important aspect, my dear brothers and sisters. The moral aspect, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He wants me to fast, He wants me also to consider my morals, my attitude with other people. That lady, she was cursing her servant in the day of Ramadan. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he asked, during the day of Ramadan, during the day, he asked someone to bring her food to eat. She said, but I'm fasting, Ya Rasulullah. He said, if you're fasting, how come you're cursing your servant or your neighbor? You should not do that. The third aspect is the moral aspect. What is it that we are really trying to get out of this fasting? So, few things to consider, inshallah. I'm going to cover a few subjects. Basically, my dear brothers and sisters, month of Ramadan is the gate to heaven. Those who want closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they should really focus in this month. They should really take advantage of this month. In the Quran, Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. You who have faith, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain taqwa. So if you ask me, what is the purpose of fasting? Why Allah wants us to fast? What is the purpose of fasting? You know, in the sermon of Rasulullah, when he was addressing the Muslimin, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his khutbah, last Friday of the month of Sha'ban, he stood up in the middle of the masjid, addressing Muslims, telling them about the importance of this great month, the month of Ramadan. He said, "O people, أيها الناس, إنه قد أقبل إليكم شهر الله بالبركة والرحمة والمغفرة." This month is coming to you with these 3 important things. What are these 3 important things, my dear brothers and sisters? بالبركة, blessing. والرحمة, mercy. Al-maghfirah, forgiveness. 3 things this month is coming to us with. صلوا على محمد وعلى آله. لا بأس ثاني وثالث. Rasulullah says, هو شهر دعيتم فيه إلى ضيافة الله. It is a month that you have been invited. Invited for what, Ya Allah, Ya Rasulullah? You have been invited in this month to be the honorable guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wow. Each single one from you, my dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this month is extending him an invitation, not a regular invitation. This invitation did not come from the mayor, did not come from the governor, did not come from the president of USA. This invitation is coming to you directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. هو شهر دعيتم فيه إلى ضيافة الله. وَجُعِلْتُمْ فِيهِ مِنْ أَهْلِ كَرَامَةِ اللَّهِ. Basically, what kind of hospitality is this? You know, when we have someone at our house and he is our guest, what do we do for our guests usually? Come here, sit down here, brothers. Thank you. So if you have a guest, Habibi, can you come sit here so I can see you? It's okay. Thank you very much. Sit here. خليك حاج. خليك بس بدي الشباب عشان اشوفهم. Thank you very much. What kind of hospitality if a guest coming to your house? What's your name? Ali. So let's say I come to your house. There's something you're gonna offer me, right? What is it? Water, that's it? Food, right? So what's your address? So I'm coming tomorrow. Just kidding. Okay. So basically, you're gonna offer me food because I'm your guest. You're gonna fill my stomach because I'm your guest. Allah in this, Rasulullah in this hadith saying it is a month that you have been invited to be a guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَشَهْرٌ دُعِيتُمْ فِيهِ إِلَىٰ ضِيَافَةِ اللَّهِ. But Ya Rasulullah, Allah is inviting us in this month, but He is not filling our stomach. During the day of Ramadan, we are suffering from hunger. What kind of hospitality is this? He said, yes, this is another type of hospitality. It is the time to elevate the status of your spirit. Because I will tell you something, my dear brothers and sisters. For us as a human being, we have two dimensions. Each human being has two dimensions. The physical dimension and the spiritual dimension. When I say physical dimension, you know, I see many young brothers, they go to gym every single day. They make sure they have these, good muscles, which is good. I'm not against that. But also, it's important to consider your spiritual dimension, to make sure that your heart is good, that your attitude is good, that your relationship with Allah is good, that you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe your body is, the health of your body may be 90%, but your spiritual energy is 20%. So the purpose of this month, if you ask me, what is the purpose of the month of Ramadan? Why Allah wants us to fast the month of Ramadan? He's telling us in this ayah, He said, I made it a must on you to fast the month of Ramadan as I made it a must on other nations before you. The nation of Musa, the nation of Isa, all other nations, they used to fast also. But Ya Allah, what is the purpose of this month? Why do you want us to fast? He says, Allah Azza wa Jal, I want you at the end of the month to graduate. Graduate? To graduate from high school? Diploma? What kind of certificate, Ya Allah, you want me to get at the end of this month? Basically, my dear brothers and sisters, please pay attention here. Every single person from us, Allah wants us in this month, the month of Ramadan, at the end of this month, and the day of the Eid, when we come and pray the Eid prayer here, and the day of Eid, we should have a certificate. Each single one from us. What is the name of this certificate? Let me ask you. What is the name of this certificate? Can you tell me? No. Yes, Ibrahim. Huh? Okay, no. I want, Allah, He said, I made it a must on you to fast the month of Ramadan for a purpose. I want to graduate with a certificate at the end of the Ramadan. What is the name of the certificate? Do you know what it's called? It's called taqwa, piety. Allah wants you at the end of the month to graduate with the certificate of taqwa. So you have, if you want, you did fast 30 days, good job. Each ibadah, I will tell you something, you should keep this in your mind. Each ibadah we do, there are two dimensions for this ibadah. There is a physical dimension and there is a spiritual dimension. When I pray, what's your name? Mahdi and your brother? Jawad. So Jawad, when you pray, there are two dimensions. This physical, that ruku', sujood, if you bring it properly, your salah is correct. But there is another thing you must consider, my dear brothers and sisters, is did Allah accept this prayer from you or not? That what will make you a different person. It's not just the standing and doing ruku' and sujood. There is another important dimension. Did Allah accept this prayer from you or not? This is a very important dimension to consider, my dear brothers and sisters. Okay? When I fast, but at the end of Ramadan, my mom is asking me to take the garbage out. Oh, you always asking me. Why don't you ask my other brother to do that? Oh, come on. That means you did not really did good fasting in the month of Ramadan. You're cursing other people. Ramadan did not change you as a person. You are doing sayyat. You're doing ma'asi. You're being far away from Allah. You're skipping prayers. That means the fasting for 30 days did not really change you. So, fasting is not just to keep you away from food, but fasting is to get you closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, that certificate that we are looking for is the certificate of taqwa. Basically, fasting is, what is fasting? You know, fasting is to prevent yourself from those items that can break your fast. And there are many of them. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. So I mentioned, for me to have a successful Ramadan, there are three dimensions I need to consider. The ahkam, the rules of Ramadan. Many people, unfortunately, after years and years, I just find out that my salah was wrong for 30, 40 years. I'm telling you this honestly. You know, we take people to Umrah. So some people, they come and we ask them, we check their wudu. And we find out that after 50 years, they did not know how to do proper wudu. They did not know how to do proper ghusl. A young man, first honor student in the college, petroleum engineer, he did not know how to do wudu. This is very important to learn the ahkam. Number two, as I mentioned earlier, Ramadan is not only to keep me away from food and drink, but Ramadan is to change my manners, my akhlaq, the way I deal with other people, the way I deal with my parents, the way I deal with my friends. If you're not respectful, if you're not giving enough respect to your parents, this is the time to change yourself. My dear brothers and sisters, many students, many young brothers and sisters, you know, many parents are complaining that my son, you know, last week I saw a lady, she was crying. She told me my son, he did not really respect me. She started crying. She said, my son doesn't show me any respect. He's only 15. Come on, man. You are 15, you see yourself now a young man, a strong man. This is the time to pay more respect to your mom. And the spiritual aspect. You know, like Sheikh Bahjat, you know, this is very famous alim. Month of Ramadan, it's a month to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will tell you this nice story. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. There's a story about a king. But this king used to go and travel, but when he traveled, he does not travel alone. He would take with him very wise people in the trip. Because you see different things, you might face different things in your trip. So one day, he was going and they stopped by an old area, an old house. And he heard a man talking to a lady, saying what kind, he was, expressing his love to his wife or to his lady. And he said, I don't think I am the most lucky person in the whole world. The king, he was very curious to see this man and his wife. He came and he saw that this person's wife, I'm sorry to say this, she doesn't have any part of beauty. She was not that beautiful, And he started laughing. The king started laughing. The wise man with him asked him a question. He said, why are you laughing? He said, do not you hear this guy saying, I'm the most lucky person in the world? And look what he has. He said, are you laughing at him? He said, yes. He said, don't you know that there are people laughing at you? He said, impossible. I'm very wealthy. My ladies are the most beautiful ladies in town. And I got everything. Who has the right to laugh at me? He said, I will tell you. There are people who are standing in the middle of the night, doing Salat al-Layl, getting engaged with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those moments when they are engaged with Allah, they laugh at you and other people like you. They will say, those people got nothing. The real happiness is with us by getting connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So what I want to say here, my dear brothers and sisters, it is the time to read dua. It is the time to sit between me and Allah. It is a time to seek repentance. It is a time to say, Ya Allah, I want to come back to you. I want to get more closer to you, Ya Allah. Right investment. One of my friends, or a person I know basically, he invested $250,000 and here in USA in one of his projects. He lost all this $250,000. When you invest money, you never know. You might lose or you might gain, right? But there is one being, if you invest with him, I assure you, you will not lose at all. That being is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Basically this month, the month of Ramadan, is the month of investment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what kind of investment in this month, my dear brothers and sisters? Allah says in the Quran, مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم. Little donation you give, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply it by 700 times. Just little donation. See the investment with Allah in this month, the month of Ramadan. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi says breathing is considered as tasbih. This is the hospitality of Allah Azza wa Jal. He said, أنفاسكم فيه تسبيح. Your breathing is considered as tasbih. Wow. Even so, inhale and exhale is considered and saying Subhanallah, Subhanallah. This is in the month of Ramadan only. نومكم فيه عبادة. When you are sleeping in the month of Ramadan, the angels writing for you, what's your name? Ali is doing salat. He's sleeping. But the angels are writing salah for him. Why? Because Ali is a person who pays Allah's order, and he fasts and he do prayers. And he's a good Muslim, so when he sleeps, Allah considers this sleeping as ibadah. And your deeds will be accepted, I guarantee you. Rasulullah says, any deed you do. I will tell you something. Sometimes there is a fundraising. I must donate $1 million myself. This $1 million, everybody knows that I donated $1 million. But in the eyes of Allah, this $1 million means nothing. It's garbage. Do you know why? Can you tell me why? Because my intention was not to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but my intention is to show off. Sometimes our a'mal, our deeds, not 100% guaranteed. There are things who are holding my prayer to go up. There are barriers between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So not everything goes to Allah. But in the month of Ramadan, any little thing you offer to Allah, Allah said, bring it, I will take it from you. أعمالكم وعملكم فيه مقبول وَدُعَاؤُكُمْ فِيهِ مُسْتَجَابٌ. In the month of Ramadan, this is the golden opportunity. If you have a dream in your mind, if you have something that's bothering you, if you have a wish you want to fulfill, if you have anything in your mind, this is the right time to do it. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is so generous. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves His servants. So, I want to go fast in this. There's many benefits of fasting. Like, we're not talking about the spiritual aspect, but scientists, you can go and Google advantages or benefits of fasting. I don't want to take your time, but health-wise, it was proven that this is something really good. Last year, I think, or before last year, the Prime Minister of Canada, he fasted the whole month of Ramadan. He's not a Muslim, but he liked the idea of fasting. So we should feel proud of such religion, my dear brothers and sisters. When you are a student in the class, and there are other people with you in the middle of the class, but they're not fasting, you're fasting. Non-Muslims, they're not fasting. You tell them, wow, you are 16 and you're fasting. This is really so cool, You feel so proud by being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we talk about types of people, this month of Ramadan is a great month. It's a great opportunity. And I'll tell you something very important. Let's say, I will tell you, month of Ramadan is a very important month. But this statement is not enough for you to encourage you and to push you and to excite you to what? To do a'mal, extra a'mal. What is it that's gonna encourage me? Is by reading about month of Ramadan. Reading ayat about month of Ramadan. Reading what Ahl al-Bayt says about the month of Ramadan. So there are three types of people when it comes to the month of Ramadan. There are first kind is careless. There are people who are careless. They don't care. Ramadan, as Sha'ban, as Rajab, as Muharram, nothing happened. Some people, they deal normally with the month of Ramadan, as But some people, they would pay attention to every single moment and minute and hour in the month of Ramadan. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. So basically, to have They say fail to plan is plan. Is plan to what? Are you with me? Mahdi. Fail to plan is plan to fail. Very important thing if you want to be successful in the month of Ramadan is to plan for the month of Ramadan. To understand and comprehend the importance of the month, to put a good program plan, make sure program is implemented, and evaluate your performance. Putting a plan, monitoring the plan. Every 10 days from Ramadan, after you finish the first 10 days, evaluate yourself. How many juz of Quran did I read? How many times did I go to masjid? How many times did I skip my morning prayer? How did I do in these 10 days with my father and mother? How did I do with my cell phone? Did I watch anything haram in my cell phone? So you have to evaluate yourself. Sometimes you call DTE or you call T-Mobile, they will tell you at the end of the call what are they going to tell you? Evaluate our service, right? You have to evaluate yourself. In the first 10 days of Ramadan, how did you do in the first 10 days? You have to ask yourself. صلوا على محمد وعلى محمد. What are the most important things that Rasulullah asked us to do before the beginning of Ramadan? He said, ask Allah with بقلوب طاهرة بقلوب صادقة ونيات طاهرة أن يوفقكم. Allah will bless you with two important things. First is Siyam, the Siyam. Second is the recitation of Quran. So here I've just put few things that suggested items to do. Cleaning your heart, cleaning your niyyah. Try to, if you have a problem with anyone in the community, your brother, your sister, your father, your cousin, your friend, this is the time to cleanse this garbage from your heart. And your niyyah should be faithful. Do Salat al-Layl. Try to educate yourself. Learn. Come go to Islamic centers every night to learn. If you have your relatives overseas, khala, amma, grandfather, grandmother, call them at the beginning of the month of Ramadan. Say Mabruk Ramadan. This is a very important thing to do in the month of Ramadan. Reciting Quran. Wow. Can you imagine Prophet Muhammad sallu alayhi wa alihi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi. You know, this Quran, do you know how many stars do we have in our galaxy? Around 100 billion stars. And do you know how many galaxies are there? 100 billion galaxies at least. Do you know these words in this book? These words belongs to whom? The creator of these 100 billion galaxies, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator. You have the honor in this month to read this book, to learn Quran. If you do not read, if you do not know how to read, learn little by little. You know what Rasulullah said? He said, this Quran has more than 6,000 ayat. He said, if you read one ayah only one ayah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Yasin, one ayah, Yasin. Where's Yasin? Where's Yasin? Yasin? No, Yasin. Where is Yasin? Is Yasin here? Yasin is here. You know Yasin is one of the names of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yasin is one ayah. Rasulullah says, if you recite one ayah in this month, Allah will consider it as you recited the whole Quran. The whole Quran. So if you recited the whole Quran, Allah will give you the thawab as you recited the Quran more than 6,000 times. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We have here, by the way, we'll be having every day 1 hour at 6:45 p.m. every day. Please come, bring your children. This is, trust me, myself, I still remember. Thank you for those young brothers who are coming and young sisters. And especially those who are too young. You will remember when you grow up. What's your name? Yes.
Abbas.
How old are you? 9. You will remember Abbas 20 years from now. This is your dad?
No, that's my uncle.
Oh, that's your uncle brought you here. I still remember when I was 6 years old, 5 years old, my father taking me to the masjid. This is very important to come here in the month of Ramadan to get closer to Allah. This thing will be printed in the minds of your children, my dear brothers and sisters. This will attach them more and more to Islam and to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So let me just briefly now talk about fasting. There are 4 types of fasting. There is wajib fasting, there is mustahab fasting, and there is haram fasting, and there is makruh fasting. Wow, haram fasting. Is it haram to fast? Yes, it's haram sometimes. Wajib fasting is the month of Ramadan. It's a must. Okay? Or you give Allah a promise. If I get 80, if I get a grade B plus, I will fast 3 days. That's a must on you to fast. Mustahab fasting, like the month of Rajab, mustahab, month of Sha'ban, mustahab to fast. Haram fasting, it is haram to fast the day of Eid. Eid al-Fitr after Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha, haram to fast. Makruh, like the day of Ashura, makruh to fast the day of Ashura. This is fasting of Shak, but we'll skip it now. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. So now, few things to consider, my dear brothers and sisters. First one, there is a hadith from Rasulullah. He says to his companion Salman, wake up, what's your name? Hussein? حبيبي خليه يستند على الجدار تعب الولد مسكين. Go ahead. By the wall if you like. Okay. So Hussein, there is a hadith from Rasulullah, says to one of his companions, Ya Salman, his name is Salman al-Muhammadi, Salman al-Farsi. If you want to pray, my recommendation to you to consider this prayer as the last prayer in your life. Imagine, Jawad, that you are going to pray the last prayer in your life. What are you going to do? You will make sure that your wudu is perfect, your Fatiha is perfect, your ruku' is perfect, everything is perfect. I'm telling you, may Allah give you long life, but you never know. Consider the month of Ramadan. This year is the last month of Ramadan in your life. I'm positive many of you have relatives, maybe fathers, mothers, cousins. They were here last year in the month of Ramadan with us. This year they're not here anymore. Young people, they die. Don't say I'm 12. No, I don't know. Death does not know young or old. You might die before your parents. So take advantage from this. Now, let's go and talk about things that we should consider in the month of Ramadan. First one is niyyah. Okay? Niyyah. I want you to say 2 times, Lawat salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Niyyah. What does it mean, niyyah? Niyyah means intention. Each ibadah in Islam, it should have intention. What does this intention mean? It means that I want to do this for one reason. What is that reason? That reason is to get closer to Allah because Allah asked me to do so. When I pray, I'm not praying because my father or my mother asked me to do so. No, I want to pray because Allah asked me, I want to get closer to Allah. When I fast, I'm doing this. The only reason is what? Not to show off, but to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So this is niyyah. Niyyah is enough. One time in the month. When is it enough? The beginning of the month. Okay, what's your name? Yes? Ruqayya. Ruqayya, at the beginning of the month of Ramadan, she does not need to say, Ya Allah, I'm gonna fast. She does not to say it by your tongue. It's enough to say it by your heart. That truly in my heart I have intention to fast, inshallah, the whole month. So this is the niyyah is important. And of course, it is mustahab every night to tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going to fast, inshallah. Okay? This is niyyah. Now, let's joke a little bit with Samir. Samir, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah.
So Samir, maybe he felt so hungry one day during the month of Ramadan, and he said, you know what? I'm tired of fasting. I'm gonna go to the fridge and drink. Nobody is there. Okay, nobody's watching me. My dad has work. My mom's not there. So he went to the fridge. He walked all the way, and he opened the fridge. He held the water. He said, well, you know what? Astaghfirullah, I'm not gonna do it. Yes, you did not really break your fast. But what you did, you break your niyyah. So it is a must on you to continue the fasting, even you did not really drink. To continue the fasting, and when Ramadan is over, you should do what? Huh? You have to make it up. You have to do it again. This is very important to learn. So do not, or someone, he said, okay, I'm going to do something haram that might violate my fasting. If you go towards this haram, then you change your mind at the end. Yeah, but you did have problems in your niyyah. So this is a very important thing to consider. When shall we fast? We have to have the niyyah that I'm going to avoid all the 10 things that might break my fasting from the dawn to the sun set. And there is some ulama of Shia, when they say sunset, some of them they say you have to wait 18 minutes after sunset. Some of them they say, no, it's okay, with sunset is enough. So it is good to wait 18 minutes after the sunset. Okay? So it's good to watch your calendar. You have to stop eating and drinking. If a person he is 11, for the boys, it's not a must for him to fast, but he can. If the girl is 8, it's not a must on her to fast. But when she completed 9 years old, she entered the 10 years, then it's a must on her to fast. The boys, they have to be baligh, sometimes 13, 14, 15. So this is the things I'm going to say just in Arabic. So eating, drinking, al-akil, al-shurb, and there I'm listing a few things here that can break your fast. So in English, we'll talk about a few of them, but can you read it clearly, guys?
Yeah.
Shall we turn the light off? It's good. So go ahead for 2 minutes. I want you all to go through these items, please. Shall we do a quiz?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we should turn the light for 1 minute, 2 minutes, please. Dominique. I want you all to read this carefully. Okay? Please. Okay, eating and drinking. You cannot eat and you cannot drink during the month of Ramadan. You know, I have some people at work, they're fasting for 40 days. But they don't fast, he said only fast from coffee for 40 days. But he's drinking, he's eating, he's doing everything except not drinking coffee. So, let's say I came during the afternoon, I opened the fridge, I grabbed something, I started eating, I put it back. Then I remembered, oh, today is Ramadan. Oh, astaghfirullah, now my fasting is wrong, right? No. If you forgot, if you eat but with no intention to eat, it's okay. They said it's a gift from Allah. But if you are eating and you remember, you say, let me finish my sandwich. No, that's haram. You should just stop, okay? So if you remember later, if you remember afterwards, it's okay. But you should stop. Okay, sometimes some people will eat tabbouleh at night. So in the morning or during the day, they will have some leftover in their mouth. Can they eat it? Can they swallow it? No, it's haram. You cannot eat whatever left in your mouth. Okay? This is something to consider. So for the boys and the girls also, it's important to learn that this is very important mas'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, please pay attention, all of you here. Hello, do you hear me? Yeah. Good. This is important mas'ala. Those who are baligh from the boys and the sisters also. If someone in janaba, okay, if someone, let's say, had with dream, he should, it's a must to do ghusl janaba. It's a must. You cannot do the fasting of the other day if someone it's a must on him to do ghusl. Same thing for ladies, if it is they have their own ahkam, it's important for them to do ghusl. So you cannot go and fast if you do not have ghusl. If something happened that break your tahara and you are in the status of janaba, it is a must that you do ghusl. How can I do ghusl? In a brief, you go to the shower, you wash your head and neck, then you wash the rest of your body. Okay, that's ghusl, as simple as that. So you cannot fast if you are not in the status of tahara, if you are junub. And if you didn't know what junub means, you can ask me after I finish, inshallah. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. So someone, he is junub, he was not in the status of tahara, he must do ghusl before the dawn time. Especially الأخوة الكبار الأخوات المتزوجين. هذا مهم جدا طبعا أن الإنسان لا يصبح على جنابه. يجب أن يغتسل غسل الجنابة قبل طلوع الفجر. لو ضايق الوقت ما يكفي وقت عندي أغتسل، يتيمم قبل أن يطلع الفجر لأنه واجب. إذا تعمد البقاء, if you intentionally, you said I don't care, I'm gonna stay not doing ghusl, your siyam is batil, yet you need to fast, then you have to repeat it later. Okay, you have to make it up. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. So let me talk about some of the ahkam. Okay, raise your hand if you read what's written here, please. Raise your hand if you read it and understood it. If you read it and understood it, raise your hand. You did not read it? Come here and read it. Come here. I want to make sure everybody understands this. Okay, thank you very much. So please, I cannot, I feel shy to explain some issues. So I put it there. I don't want to go in much details. So let's talk about few things that we want to learn. Some people will ask, if I put a drop in my ear, okay, for treatment, does it violate my fasting? No. But I can feel the taste here. Yeah, it doesn't violate your fasting. Eye drop, no problem. There is no problem in eye drop also. But the nose drop, you know, if the taste comes, if you put a nose drop and it comes to your throat, that might violate your fasting, to avoid that. Okay? Needles. If you have a needle, a Saint Sistani, all type of needles. Or, you know, sometimes they put IV for you. Okay, you go to the hospital. This will not break your fasting. All types of like needles and IVs. Sayyid al-Khamenei said no. Like a needle in the muscle, that's fine. Okay? Antibiotic needle, it's fine. But something like, you know, IV that will make you not hungry, ihtiyat wujubi, not to do it. He said it's precaution not to do that. Some people, they have asthma, so they will use this, right? Sayyid Khamenei said it's okay. Sayyid Sistani said you have to make sure it does not go to your throat, okay? To inhale it, it's okay. He said if you have a doubt, then you're fine. Okay, traveling in the month of Ramadan. Please pay attention. Some people wanted to go to Lansing. You know Lansing, right? It's 1.5 hours from here. Lansing is 1.5 hours. Let's say your cousin in Lansing, he said, come visit us. What's your name? Yes. Muhammad. Muhammad, let's say his cousin in Lansing, he said, come visit us. He said, okay, I'm coming to you. If Muhammad wants his fast not to be violated, what he should do? Can he go? He should go after Salat al-Dhuhr. If he go after Salat al-Dhuhr, no problem. He go and eat over there. When it is the sunset time, you can eat. But if you go in the morning, at 8 a.m. and went to Lansing over there all the way, okay? If you go in the morning and stay there till the time of Dhuhr, if the Adhan of Dhuhr comes and you are there in Lansing, that's it. Automatically you lost your fasting, your siyam. Okay, I want to go to Lansing to see my cousin, but I do not want to lose my day. What should I do? I go at 8 a.m. in the morning. I want to make sure that by noon time, before Salat al-Dhuhr, I'm here. So I go there, I do not drink anything, I came back. All what I need to do is just to renew my niyyah for fasting. Are you tired? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So let me give a quiz now. Okay, who want to? Now, so sister side. Fatima, tell me. So, if someone, I have to think very difficult question for you. Okay, no, easy. So, if someone invited you to go to Dearborn Heights, no, to go to Dearborn, okay? So during the day you went to Dearborn or to, let's say, Canton, okay, to Canton. So is it the same situation as Lansing? No, because Canton is considered as metropolitan Detroit. It's all one big city, one big area, right? So I help you in answering this question. So let's say someone invited you to go to Florida. And they said, your airplane at 11 a.m. If you go and took the airplane at 11 a.m., are you going to break your fast or no? You have to, because it is before Dhuhr. But if it is after Dhuhr, you must keep your fasting. Okay, let's say Mahdi decided to go to Lansing, okay? Then Mahdi learned that if he traveled, he's allowed to break his fast. So he went to Lansing at 8 a.m., he came back at 10 a.m., and I see Mahdi's eating at his house. What are you doing, Mahdi? I said, if I'm traveling, I can break my fast. Yeah, but you went and came back before Dhuhr time. You must keep up with your fasting. Question. What's your name? What's your name? Malak. MashaAllah. You want me to ask you a question, Malak? So a question. If somebody invited me to Lansing, I went there, it is a must on me to break my fast, and I ate. Then I came back at 11 a.m. Should I continue fasting?
Yes.
Why? But I already ate in Lansing.
But did you know?
I ate already. I broke my fast. I lost my fasting. I come home, I can eat as much as I want because my fasting already broke. Yeah, but you already violated the fasting. It's not haram. You already broke your fast. Okay? So, we are not required to fast when we are ill or traveling. And this is in the Quran, of course. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Let's say someone intentionally, he said, I don't care. I see this water, I'm gonna drink it. Okay, if you're thirsty. I'm not gonna fast. There is a penalty for this. It is a must for you to do what? To fast, to make it up, number one. And to stop eating, of course, and drinking. Number 3 is to feed 60 poor people after the month of Ramadan. For each single day. For each single day. Which is around 1 pound of rice for each one. 0.75 kilogram.
I don't know.
Okay, let me go now. Another quick question. I wanted to go to Florida. Why am I going to Florida? Let's say to go to maybe Chicago. That's closer, okay? To Chicago. But I do not want to lose my fast in Chicago. I want to see my cousin. But what is the way for me to avoid not losing one single day from Ramadan? What is the way? Yes. What's your name? Ahmed. Yalla Ahmed. Well, but it's hard, you know. Maybe, yeah. I mean, if you drive, it's gonna take you 5 hours. So make sure to come here before noon. That's one way. The other way, to stay there for how many days? 10 days. If you decide to stay in Chicago 10 complete days, then you're not allowed to break your fast. It's a must on you. But let's say you went to Chicago, you said to yourself, I'm only staying 9 days. It's haram on you to do fast. Haram, haram. You can't say, no, I'm gonna do a favor to Allah, I'm gonna fast 9 days. No, it is haram. You cannot fast while you are traveling. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. You know, it only took us 1 hour so far. I'm gonna, inshallah, try to finish these comments very quick. Yes.
For 10 days.
Uh-huh.
I changed my mind and come before 10 days.
Good question. What's your name, Hajja? Hajja Muhammad. She decided to go to Chicago. She said, I'm gonna stay in Chicago. She told her sister, I'm gonna stay with you 10 days. She stayed there only 5 days, okay? Then her family in Michigan called her Excuse me. Thank you. You know, her family told her we want to come back. We feel hungry. We cannot make it without you making tabbouleh and fattoush for us. Okay? Then she decided to come back. What happened to the 5 days she fasted over there? It's okay, nothing with it. No problem. Okay? She could do that. Now, let's say this, another type of question. She went there, she decided to stay 10 days. She stayed 3 days. Then her family doctor called her here. She said, you need to come back to Michigan after 4 days. What's gonna happen? So 3 plus 4 is 7. It's still under 10, right? So she still can fast the other 4 days and do salat tamam. Okay? If she only did 1 salat tamam, she went to Chicago, she did salat al-dhuhr over there in Asr only. She decided to stay 10 days. She did salat al-dhuhr in Asr. Then somebody called her. She said, you need to come after 5 days. The coming 5 days, she can fast. Because she did already 1 salah ruba'iyya while she is traveling. While she has the intention to do iqamah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So I'm going to cover a few ahkam in general, very quick. If a lady is pregnant or she's breastfeeding her child, okay? If she has a concern that fasting is gonna hurt the baby, she can break her fast, but she needs to donate 3/4 of kilogram of food with either rice or dates, okay? صلوا على محمد وعلى محمد. If someone is 80 years old, he's 80 years old. 80, in the Quran they call it al-shaykh, or the hadith. He's 80 years old. He can fast, but it is difficult for him to fast. He will struggle. Then he can break his fast and donate or give kafara or fidya, same thing for each day, 3/4 of kilo.
How much is it?
3 إلى ربع كيلو.
How much is it right now?
يعني رز كيلو إلا ربع رز، يعني يمكن $2 يمكن أو أقل هيك. I covered most of the important items. I just want to make sure that for sisters, this is just, for sisters who have their special excuse not to fast, okay? During the period, so it is a must to do ghusl before Fajr. If they're clean, it is a must for them to do ghusl before the time of Fajr. And they cannot fast during the excused time. They're not allowed to do that. They have to make it up. One important mas'ala for the sisters, they have, or the brothers, if you missed few days of Ramadan, last Ramadan you missed a few days, it is a must on you to do what? To make up these days before the beginning of next Ramadan. If I did not care, okay, some sisters, they have some days they need to do, they didn't do it. She need to give kafara for each day to feed one poor person. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. 3/4. طبعا هناك فرق في الاستحاضة إذا كانت قليلة أو متوسطة أو كثيرة. القليلة لا يجب فيها الغسل، ما عندها مشكلة، لكن بالنسبة للمتوسطة أو الكثيرة فيها أحكام يختلف فيها المراجع. فمن الأفضل أن تتأكد من قضية الغسل قبل طلوع الفجر. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Mucus. Sometimes you have mucus, right? You know. So, am I allowed to swallow it? Huh? السيد السيستاني and Sayyid Khamenei both said if it is indirectly, if you did not bring it to the area of your mouth, okay, if it's like indirect from inside, it's okay. But if you bring it to your mouth, Sayyid Khamenei said احتياط وجوبي not to do that, not to swallow it. Sayyid Sistani said it's okay. Okay, I know it's disgusting, but we have to explain this mas'ala. If I want to brush my teeth, is it okay during the day of Ramadan?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, but we have to do what? Make sure that
Make sure you don't swallow.
you don't want to swallow what? The paste or the water. Okay? That's good. Now, I want to wash my mouth. Okay? While I washing my mouth, what happened? The water goes inside. Okay?
But it's an accident.
By accident. Okay?
That's good.
That, in this case, you have to continue and repeat your fasting. You have to redo it. Let's say I came to do Salat al-Dhuhr. And I was washing my mouth for Salat Wajib. And the water, by accident, goes inside, right? It's okay. That will not violate your fasting, and you didn't need to repeat it because it is for Salat Wajib. For Salat Mustahab, the ulama have different opinions about it. If someone he wake up, a boy, he wake up at 10 a.m. in the morning and he found out he has a wet drink. Does this violate his fasting? No. But he need to do ghusl for the Salat al-Dhuhr and Salat al-Asr. If he did not do ghusl, it is haram that he did not pray Dhuhr and Asr, but his fasting is valid. There is no problem if he continue not having ghusl for the fasting itself.
Yeah, what's that?
Question.
Yes.
ما فهمت
Okay. Inshallah, I'll explain to you after I finish. ما فهمت? You did not understand?
She has a question.
Yes.
If you play sport, do you and you're like very dehydrated, can you drink water?
No. So talk to your teacher. If you drink, the minute you drink your water, even a little sip, you're breaking your fast. You should tell your teacher, you should take a letter from the masjid that we're not allowed to drink or eat during the month of Ramadan. And do not take it easy. Do not, just said, okay, I'm telling you, there's so many parents here in the community. Oh, my daughter, she's still 11 or 12. Take it easy, my baby. It's okay, you're still young. No, it's haram. You know what? Don't upset your teacher. It's okay, drink some water. No, why? No, take it serious. You should tell your teacher. I cannot, it's hard on me. It's hard, I cannot do it. You're not allowed to drink even little sip of water. Okay. Good question that come to my mind right now. Can I swim while I'm fasting?
Yeah, you can swim, but your head has to be like
Yeah.
your head has to be on top of the water.
Okay, yes.
For boys, when you turn 12, you have to pray and fast or
not in 40.
When you're at 12, it's optional. It's highly recommended. It's good for you to do that. If you can. Okay? So swimming, the only marja that he said does not violate your fasting is Sayyid Sistani. Other maraja, if you go inside the water, that will violate your fasting. الارتماس في الماء على أحبط وجوبا عند كثير من المراجع يبطل الوضوء. السيد السيستاني عنده غير مبطل للوضوء. طيب. عفوا الصيام. Thank you. Thank you very much. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Okay, now I want you to ask questions. Please feel free. Let's open the floor.
Sure.
Yes, Habib.
You said if you dive in the water, for most Malaysia, you're breaking your fast.
Yes.
So what if you're showering and you put your head
That's okay, doesn't-
under the water?
That's fine. That's different. If you go completely under the water, but when you're showering, it's okay.
When you said like the boy has the ghusl,
You do ghusl, yes.
so what it mean by ghusl? You mean just he has to like wash himself? Or
Thank you very much. What's your name?
Ali Ali,
Ali. How old are you, Ali?
13.
13. My dear brothers, please listen to me. My young brothers, especially those who are 12 plus, the girls who are 10 plus, okay? Ghusl, it's important to do ghusl. Sometimes it's a must, okay? Sperm come out of your body, it's a must to do ghusl. It's a must. So how do I do ghusl? I wash, after using the bathroom, you wash your head and neck, that's part one. Then you wash your right part of the body, including the private area. Then you wash your left side of the body, including the private area. Okay, this is how to do ghusl. If you don't know how to do ghusl, you must ask. You must come to me and ask me. Please. It's a must. Okay? Yes.
So for pregnancy, when you miss fasting, you said you have to pay money, but you also have to make it up?
Yes. Later, when you're done. Like when you're okay, you know, you have to make it up later.
And then pay also.
Yes. But if you are worried about yourself, not the baby, you don't need to pay. If you're concerned about the baby, you have to pay. Let's say if a lady is breastfeeding, okay? Sayyid Sistani is saying if she can feed him by bottle, okay, then she must do that. Because if she breastfeed him herself, then she feel weak, she need to break her fast? No. If there is another way to substitute this, she need to do that. Yes, Hassan. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, to put your feet in the water, it's okay. Yes. 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 Shower. This is, what's your name? Qasim? Qasim asked a very good question. If I go and take a shower, a ghusl, if this ghusl is wajib, like janaba ghusl, okay, I don't need to make wudu. But if I just make ghusl, I want to take a shower. Shower is not enough. You have to make wudu. Okay? Unless the ghusl is wajib. Yes, what's your name? Mahdi.
If you chew gum, do you break your fast?
Very good question. Smart question, Mahdi. It depends. Mahdi asked, but don't do this, please, okay? Don't do this. Chewing gums, is it gonna break your fast or not? It will break your fast. What is the only way that chewing gum will not break your fast? To chew it at night, okay? Then there is nothing left on it. There is no sweet, there is no sugar, there is nothing. You just put it in your mouth and chew it. But don't do this, please, because if parts of the gum goes inside your mouth, to your stomach, your fasting is broken. Okay? Don't do this. So yes, chewing gum will break your fast, but there are special cases will not do that. Yeah, but as I said, you can do that. بس إذا أكو قطع من هذا العلج راح بحلقك يعني فات للمعدة هذا يبطل الوضوء. Yes.
Why do girls have to fast earlier?
Thank you. Good question. This is the rules of Ahl al-Bayt. You know, maybe not everything we know the secret behind it, but one of the things that we always, Islam, I said last night, what is the meaning of Islam? Islam means submission. I have to submit to whatever Allah is asking me to do. Okay? So this is because Allah said, and Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam. This is enough for me, like to understand. But there's other answers, but you know, need more details. Yes.
I have 2 questions.
2 questions? You can ask one only. Yeah.
Did you take a shower and
If you have no intention to get the water inside your stomach, it will not. But you said if you open your mouth, it's okay, let some water. Yes, they are very fast. Okay. If you have no intention, it will not. Okay. By accidentally happen. Okay. Yes. Let me see Jibreel, then I come to you, Hassan. Yes.
So it's like when the first Ramadan and Ramadan it's like sinking
Again?
So it's really good. Like the first Ramadan.
Uh-huh.
Can you go in the water and then your body and hunger?
You cannot merge. You cannot put yourself inside the water 100%. Most of the ulama say you cannot do that. Okay, you have to keep your head up. Okay. Another question?
Okay. So let's say if you do something like beer, bed, and chips or shit, and then it's Ramadan, you still fast action, you can't. You're najis for 40 days, but you still fast.
Who said you're najis for 40 days?
If you drink alcohol.
You know, that's a good question. There is a hadith, that's good. If someone drink alcohol, his prayers will not be accepted for 40 days. Right. But this does not mean will not make him najis. He's spiritually najis, but he's not, no. But if someone eat chips, you said?
Yeah, and Ramadan, they put alcohol.
Oh, but you need, during the day or during the night?
No. And I'm going like before Ramadan.
Before Ramadan, no, okay. This is not a valid time, okay? Another question. Yes, Hassan, then? Yes, Hassan, quick. يلا عشان نخلص نوزع الجوائز. At night? You just throw it when you wake up, okay? Yes.
What if you like fall into water?
Good question. We have you can do something to say Sistani, it's okay. To say this for say Sistani. Okay, we are concluding. Just any other question?
Yes.
Yes. ايه طلع في بورك شيبس بيفطر ولا ما بيفطر؟
صلاتك وصيامك
يعني اذا في بورك في الاكل you have to avoid الحرام.
لا هو مش عارف
خلاص بعد الله يغفر له. يعني الله ما يعاقب على ذلك، لكن خلني يعني please let me thank you very much. You brought very good question. أحبتي إخواني أخواتي انتبهوا لنقطة مهمة جدا 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 جدا. أحد الأشياء المهمة في شهر رمضان make sure الأكل اللي تأكله في شهر رمضان حلال 100%. يعني don't take it easy with going to any cafeteria and eat from it if you're not certain. Some people they'll bring their food from restaurant depot. If you're not sure that they are really guaranteed, then you should really, يعني honestly, رجاء يعني I know there are so many trucks, sahur trucks, there are so many sahur trucks, right, in Ramadan. Young brothers, don't feel free and go and eat as you want. No, because this food, if it is not halal, okay, if there is a doubt it is halal or not, it will affect your spirituality in the month of Ramadan. You will come Laylatul Qadr, you will see everybody crying and making dua, and nothing happening to you, because you make your heart hard by eating haram. خلاص؟ Okay. خلاص? We have to end up. يلا اسأل.
Wait, discussing what's called the maker of Ramadan water.
شو؟
You break your fast if you curse.
You curse?
Yeah, because it breaks your wudu.
Thank you very much. Good question. So fasting is 2 types. is there are 10 things that we mentioned that break your fast. There is physical fast and there is spiritual fast. Cursing will not break your fast, but will affect your spiritual fasting. Will affect your manner fasting. Okay? Yes.
In general, is it cursing haram?
Yes. Cursing is completely haram. Yes. Let me quick Jibrail, يلا. I want, yes. Don't curse at all. Don't curse. Stop. Period. No. لعن, if you curse, if you do لعن الله يلعن يزيد, that's thawab. Okay? That's thawab. That's different.
So when the angels curse the
العدو
bed,
يتمرن.
Yeah, العنو 70 100. One second. Let me. Okay, are we done?
Yes.
I will answer you later. Okay, خلاص أخوات. Okay, sisters. Okay, I want to make sure that those between the age of 9 to 18, or they still in the high school, they get the raffle prize. We have $400 to give tonight. Wow. Okay, so I would like you to recite Surah Al-Fatiha for Fatima Shaitu, the mother of Hajj Abu Mahdi, with love, Salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we have $400, $200 for girls, and $200 for boys. Okay? So if you are between the age of 9 and if you're still in the high school, you can take a number. 9 or 10. It's fine. حتى نتسامح اليوم مع. Okay. From 4th grade, right? 9 4th grade to 12th grade. Okay. خلاص. Do you have your numbers? You have your number? Okay. You have? Okay. Are we good? وين هم الأرقام هم؟ هذا كلهم؟ في أحد؟ أوكي. وين ملاك راحت ملاك؟ وين ملاك؟ No, ملاك she was here, the young girl. تعالي يا ملاك. تعالي. Make the raffle for us. Yeah, okay, please. Yeah. Just give us 1 minute. So if you did not attend the lecture, please do not participate in this raffle. Come here, Mala. Can you wait for 1 minute for us? يلا بسرعة حجي أبو سجاد. Anybody from the age 9? Only those who attended the lecture. They have the right to take one. Okay? If you did not take one, come here. He'll bring you one. Stand, he will bring you one. Sit here. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. In this month, the month of Ramadan, say as much as you can. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. He's coming. تعال حجر سجاد. Hold on. Hold on. He's gonna give you one. سجاد تعال. يلا أعطيهم. أعطيهم هذا بدر. Keep it with you. Okay, keep it. Hold on. Go. Keep this with you. Don't. Same. Okay, يلا. Okay, خلاص. Huh? No. Keep it. Can you sit down? Please صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. بس بسرعة عمي. I have to start. يلا. Okay, so we'll start now. So we'll have, in the middle of Ramadan, we're going to have a workshop for Salat. So make sure, inshallah, to follow the announcement, inshallah. Malak, how are you doing? How old are you? 4, mashallah. Are you gonna fast this year?
Yeah.
Come on. Are you sure?
Yeah.
What does it mean, fasting?
Fasting me run faster.
Thank you. Yalla, take one. Okay, let's see. What's the number here? What do you got? لا حسن هي سحبت. هي تسحب لا تنقل. Take another one. راحت عليه خطية هذا اللي Okay. Number 126649.
Wait, what? What did you say? What did you say?
126649.
I got it. What? What did you say?
126649.
126649. Yeah, I got it.
Are you sure? Okay. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Congratulations. What's your name?
Muhammad Rida.
How old are you?
11.
Are you happy now you got $100?
Yes,
Gonna fast or no?
definitely.
Okay, good job. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. One, 2, 6, 6, 7, 4. One, 2, 6, 6, 7, 4. No? Last time? 1, 2, 6, 6, 7, 4. Nobody, right? That's it? Okay. Another one, Malak.
You should pick somebody else.
Okay, this one. I need the money.
That's your mom? 1, 2, 6, 6, 7, 7. Come on, guys. 1, 2, 6, 6, 7, 7. Nobody? Okay. 1, 2, 6.
Hold on. He actually won that.
Come here.
677, right?
Okay. Yeah, what's your name? كم عمرك؟ 11 ما شاء الله. You gonna fast this year? Are you sure? Oh, the whole month? Inshallah. مبروك علي. Congratulations. $100. Thank you. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. So now, boys, I have a bad news for you. Because it's over for boys, now it's girls. Okay? So, I don't know, Malak, she's gonna be fast in doing this. Yalla, Malak. Get the other one, Malak. 1, 2, 6, 6, 4, 2. Come here. What's your name? Huh? Noor Khalifa. You're gonna fast this year, inshallah? صلوا على محمد. $100. Thank you very much. Yalla, Malak, one more. Oh, Malak. 1, 2, 6, 6, 9, 2. Malak, another one. 692, nobody? 692?
No. Oh.
Okay, 692. Right. Maryam? Yeah, what's your name again? مريم. مبروك مريم. هات الدفتر. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Be seated. Let's just do dua very quick. My humble suggestion to you, okay? Be good to your parents. Not only Ramadan, even after Ramadan. Thank you very much, Malak. You did a great job today. Thank you so much. Yalla go. Thank you. Let's do دعاء الحجة. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا وصل على محمد وآل محمد. Thank you very much for coming. Special thanks to your parents that brought you here. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.